Zach, how about we grab a bite to eat? Not even I can think straight on an empty stomach.
Hiya, boss.
And that's what you can't get fined, so make sure Thanks, miss. Next time.
Zach, let's go over our problem. We've got a complicated case on our, especially as far as the Clarksons' relationships. But in a way, it's also a simple. Understanding them on a deeper level is the most efficient. That's the one thing I'm sure of. Zach, let's start with the people who were closest to the victim. Lise Clarkson, the victim, is the granddaughter. Her mother is Galena, an ex-actress, and except for her eyes, that is. Lisa's eye color matches that of her father's. Now, do you remember who Lise Clarkson's father is? Wrong, Zach. That's Lisa's grandfather, not her father. Go on. Think back and... That's right. Lisa's father is Danny Clark. His real name is Daniel E. Clarkson. He's from Florida and used to be the CEO. Danny struck the heart of Galena and successfully became a member of... Despite being the son-in-law, he acts like he was born a Clarkson, but he's still just the son. Next comes what happened to Lise. According to Alexis, Lise said that the man was, I believe that's the same 10-foot-tall giant who made the... Now, what did this man do to Lise prior to her murder? Yes, that's it, Zach. The man as tall as an oak tree followed Lise around and watched. Despite his towering stature, he must have been rather shy. Or perhaps he was merely biding his time and planned to kidnap her from the very start. If that's the case, there should have been some evidence left at the scene of the crime. Speaking of the scene of the crime, I did some profiling in the plantation's control room. The truth it revealed to us was nauseating, but we need to touch upon it if we wish to proceed. Isn't that right, Zach? Who actually murdered Lise Clarkson? Yes, that's right. Lisa's own mother killed her while she was dreaming about some bizarre new world. This is by far the vilest and ugliest crime we've ever seen. The fact that Galena set up her daughter's body at an altar makes this... Remember, not a single sacrificial human murder has ever been proved. The real world is far more complex than what we see in film, and sacrificing a human life for something else is no easy. In conclusion, Zach, through our investigation, we found one character who sticks out more than anyone else. You know exactly who I'm thinking. We'll need to have a word with her in the near future. Who's the stylish woman we saw during the profile? Professor R. We haven't met her yet, but she's deeply intertwined with this case. Let's wait for the skeletal gentleman to guide us to her with an oracle. Well, Zach, what do you think? Isn't the Deep South something? The people here are just as warm as the weather, and the food is to die for. Might be nice to move down here after I retire. What, still too early to talk about that? You may be right. After all, this case has only just begun.
Galena can't be the killer. They're making all this shit up.
If what you say is true, Daniel, how do you plan to prove it? It's nearly been a century since the Clarksons first took control of Lucari. 100 years. I always thought my legacy would live on for 300 at least.
I'm gonna find the real killer and beat the living dog shit out of him.
Yet it looks to me like times have changed. We ain't in the good old days no more. You understand me, boy?
Yes, sir. I'm right there with you, Paul. I'm gonna continue what you started, sir, and make the Clarkson family strong again. First, I need to find whoever really killed Lise and bash their fucking brains in.
I saw this coming. Ever since the day Lenny left home, the town of Lucari has been cursed. We can't stop what's happening now. It's too late. It's beyond me. No. It's beyond the minds of anyone who comes from the olden days. You understand me now, boy?
Yes, sir. Believe me, I do. I'll kill him. Just leave everything to me, Paul.
Are you serious about this?
Yes, sir. Right hand of God. Look right in my eyes. I ain't lying. I'm serious. I just need you to lend me some troops, sir. We need retribution right now. That's the job I've been given, and I intend to do it.
Well then, let me ask you one more time. Are you serious about this?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm a Clarkson, and all Clarksons have a job to do. Isn't that what we always say?
Mm-hmm. Then I'll need an arm.
Yeah. What?
Well now, you want to use my troops, I'm gonna need to know whether or not you're really serious about this. Just one arm. Slide it on through that wire there, and it'll take care of it for you.
Paul, I mean, you're joking, right?
Daniel, have I ever told you a single joke?
No, but...
If you want to become a real Clarkson, then you done got yourself a job to do.
Wait, Paul, I get it now. You want me to stick it in and then pull it out at the last minute, right? You want to see if I got guts or not, but there's gonna be another way. You can't be serious, sir. Hey, knock it off, you assholes! Let me go! He's just joking with me. Let me go, goddammit! Oh, please, sir, don't do this! Just tell me this is a joke, please!
I am a Clarkson. And no matter how our fortune falls, all Clarksons have a job to do. That be the law of this land.
York, you can hear me, right? I'll be with you soon. I'm not sad. Honestly, I can't wait. It's all I think about lately. I mean, we'll be together again. We'll get to discuss movies, food again. Everyone around here has bad taste. They don't understand things the way we do. It's a shitty world filled with shitty people. Oh, that reminds me. There are movie theaters and restaurants over there, right? As soon as I get there, let's go grab some peanut butter hamburgers and yogurt smoothies. I'm so excited, York. Please, York, don't rush me. You just need to wait a bit longer. I still have one job left to do. I need to finish it. I have to. Or else I'd never be able to face you. Just give me a little more time, okay?
So, Lisa's mother, Galena Clarkson, confessed to... But then immediately afterwards, she went insane. So What a terribly convenient. You were the first person to find the suspect hiding at a farm on the edge of town. And you even got her to confess to the crime. Did anyone else get a chance to hear Galina's
Only us.
How did you even find that shack in the first place?
Metaphysical offend.
Meta what? Should I know this word?
Metaphysical offense. The term appears 6 times in the Lucare report and 14 times in the 2010 group. As long as you're solving cases, the people in charge don't really care what sort of, but we're different. You utilized a highly abnormal method to instantly, then you did it again. And every time you used it, one term kept appearing. Mr. Morgan, would you mind explaining to us what this term means?
But no, you'd never be able. You see, it doesn't. Come, my fairy. Stop hiding back there and give them. What? You're too shy?
Mr. Morgan? Mr. Morgan!
Come on out. Don't be afraid. You can do it. It's okay. Come on. Come on.
Is that all you have to say? Don't underestimate. I know you and the Clarkson share a deeper connection. Much deeper than how it appears on the... I need to shake him with something else that's directly connected to the Clarkson. I'm gonna jog his memory by force. Mr. Morgan, according to you, at the beginning of this case, the victim's body was being stored in the... Is that the truth? They really put her body there alongside food?
It's in the report.
No. The report, it was stored using the most effective and shockingly...
If you can think of a better phrase.
The report isn't wrong, you know. In fact, that might actually be the most... It's precise, and it's also kinda...
Wow, Simon.
Right?
You two think this is a joke? Lise Clarkson's body was discovered in that cold storage warehouse after 14 long years. If you'd only done a proper investigation, we probably would have found...
We still regret the fact that we never got to meet her. We're sorry.
I only hope it didn't happen that way by...
Will you comfort me?
Mr. Morgan, I noticed that several parts of this report, for example here, one individual's name has been erased from the key figure. Would you mind telling me why?
Someone in charge must have thought it was unimportant.
Why would they think that?
How should we know? We've never understood what...
Well, I took the liberty of trying to restore what was taken out. Normal ink was used to blot it out, so I was able to recover part. Here's what it says. Sapling salesman. All the other redacted parts seem to be connected to this person, but I can't think of a single reason why this individual, why is he so untouched?
Oh, he's nothing. We were barking...
Meaning?
Can't include someone who doesn't exist in the...
Doesn't exist? You mean he had nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
Those letters look very old. The postmark suggests they were sent out from Louisiana. And I suspect that dragonfly mark belongs to the...
So what if it does?
A stalker has been harassing Patricia Clarkson first. Did you know about this? Constant silent phone calls. She also spotted a suspicious figure lurking near her mansion and just last week her employees spotted a strange figure the day someone else coincidentally used your alias and traveled to Louisiana.
That's very intriguing.
Lise Clarkson also reported being harassed by a stalker. You're aware of this, correct? Because I didn't find any mention of this in your report.
No direct connection to the case. That's what we must have thought.
The visionary lies to himself, the liar only to others. Which are you?
That's enough for now. This all has nothing. Besides, there's no evidence that... Isn't that right, my friend?
I knew it wouldn't go that easily. Maybe I could use Agent Jones here. Agent Jones! Are you paying attention, or do you intend to waste Mr. Morgan's precious time?
I'm just a little tired. I'm listening.
Take your hand out of your pocket. Didn't they teach you any manners at Quantico?
Oh, guess they slipped. My bad. I'm actually kinda nervous. I'm not used to this sort of... Data analysis is my special... I'm sure I'd be able to...
The FBI needs to do something about their lack of personnel. But how should I start? Maybe I should look back over the files and...
Just the usual around here.
The usual?
Yes. Every now and then...
What's strange about him?
Several years ago, her husband still lived...
Yikes.
He's ex-BPD. And apparently But it seems like they cut all support for the team on the case wanted to keep working on it. But the suits wouldn't... Due to his situation, perhaps. Like you just heard.
You never noticed anything.
Well, I did hear some, but I didn't think they were real noises coming from up... I mean, look at him! It's not like he's reacting to the noise. He always just went about his business, so I just figured it was coming from the TV.
You really amaze me sometimes. After you arrested Galena Clarkson, you had... At least that's what it says in the report. What exactly happened there?
Just a simple run. Nothing but a single... Chasing hollow instances like that. Well, truth doesn't work like...
A hollow phenomenon, which resulted in a mountain of...
Oh, Belle, we think we finally understand what you're trying to say, but don't be so voracious. We've still got a long way to go, you know. Yes. It's coarsely ground, so there should no. Next, the coffee travels from the funnel to Simon. Normally, you only do surveillance in order to gather hiding microphones and cameras, sifting through garbage. You'll do whatever it takes to gather data in order to prevent crime. That's how the FBI works.
Well, yeah. No reason in hiding it now, I guess. Why do you ask?
Our Southern Belle has adopted a very peculiar MO. It's almost like she has a... You've been watching us this entire time. From that window.
I don't need to answer that question.
You came here on New Year's Eve, then spent 49 hours watching us until you returned to... You observed us the entire time, and you only ate once. Some pizza delivered. Aside from that, you never drank any water or relieved yourself. You simply sat. You have visions, too. You came here solely to hear us talk, didn't you? But then, why bother watch? You didn't come to talk with us. You came because you wanted to see this and because you're already convinced of something. Isn't that right? He who fights with monsters should see to it that and if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes.
But
Oh, coffee. Thank you, if you hadn't been paying attention, this coffee would have the pus in our brains. It really has a way of interfering with our lives. Didn't remember. This came along.
This is... I thought I was gonna shit myself. Come on, Aaliyah, take a sip. Trust me.
It's better than any coffee I've ever tasted.
Of course it is. Coffee is a sacred drink. Coffee saved us. If not for its oracle, we would be on the other side, right? So I never forget to pay my respect, especially.
Big black cumulonimbus clouds are in the sky, and that sound. Thunder. Do you hear that thunder?
We're in Massachusetts. That's the norm for this.
Well, I'm not used to the cold. If possible, I'd like to finish this up before we get stuck in a... Agent Jones, after we're done here, Agent Jones, is something the matter? Snap out of it.
Oh, yeah,
Do you? Then stop daydreaming.
Okay,
You just what?
my stomach's been letting some thunder loose.
Thunder?
That...
It what? We don't have all...
The coffee was just so good,
Excuse me? What is wrong with you? Now is really not the time for this.
Right door at the end of the hallway.
Thanks, Pat. Hold on. You can make it. We can do this. It's not very far.
We promise you. We did not put laxatives in the coffee. Coffee is a sacred drink, remember?
Motherfucker. There's no doubt that the report omitted information linking Morgan to the Clarksons. I need to get him to confess. There's a secret weapon in Agent Jones's briefcase. Have you ever seen this before? And please, don't say no.
Sang Rouge, the drug we once chased. What about it?
Sang Rouge is still circulating. It's changed shape and its composition is slightly different, but only in a very limited part of Louisiana. You aren't surprised? Did you somehow know this?
Copies.
But Sang Rouge is special. The inimitable Enigma powder. The origin. It has many names, and no one was ever able to copy it. We've also been trying to figure out what it's made from ever since but it's impossible to analyze. After all, it appears to be made from common ingredients, but if you try to use those ingredients, all you'll end up with is a mundane hallucinogen. No. Sang Rouge requires the original recipe, which someone who survived the incident and Immediately after they found Lisa's body, I went to go see Patricia in order to interrogate her.
So you told us.
but I was unable to meet with her.
She refused to speak with you, didn't she? That's so like her.
No, she didn't get the chance. You see, she's gone.
What?
To put it more accurately, no one's seen her since the afternoon. According to her employees, she shut herself up in her room for several months. But since that sort of thing happened often, on the morning of New Year's Eve, they noticed her window was open. But no one knows how long her window had been. This is just my hypothesis, but on December, a strange man visited Le Carré and was spotted near her. That man must have found some way to lure Patricia into the '89 Cadillac that he bought you. Then, the two of them drove north to Trent. They would have arrived here around midnight on the 29th. I believe this man is the same Billy Bishop whose name was previously recorded. So, I'd love to hear your opinion as a former FBI specialist.
Now we get it. We aren't persons of interest. We're the suspects. But what about our alibi?
What alibi?
I've had enough of your bullshit. You expect me to believe you haven't taken a single step out of this room? That Agent Jones is your witness? Surveillance cameras can easily be tampered with, especially by someone like you, who knows all about how the FBI works.
You're possessed by death. Go and take a look at your own face in the mirror. You look like the Grim Reaper. After you visited both Le Carré and Greenvale, you left a mountain of corpses in your wake. You can make all the excuses you want. I'm immune to them. Right here, right now, I want to know everything. You tell me the truth.
Yes! You're good, Belle. Damn good. You're brimming with potential. Don't you think she's the perfect partner for our last dance? What do you say, my fairy? Don't you agree? She's good. So good. What do you want to know? We've got nothing to hide. Go on. Question us. This is how it's got to be. Doesn't this remind you of something? You know what I mean, my fairy.
Son of a... How did this happen in my town? God damn it!
The head and limbs were severed and lined up, according to the lines that were drawn with her blood. Just like migratory birds flying systematically across the sky. Hey, Zach, what do you think this means?
They're severed roots.
Severed roots?
This is the way the Clarksons kill someone when they want to cut 'em off from the family.
And how do you know about this?
Everyone in town knows about it. They're just too scared to talk.
What does the V stand for, then?
Beats me. What, you think I know everything now?
Vilitatio. It means quarrel in Latin. That's what the V stands for.
Latin. Intriguing, isn't it, Zach? There are no defense wounds on the corpse. In other words, Galena showed no signs of resistance when she was amputated. But, strangely enough, there are small traces of subcutaneous bleeding around the wounded areas. That's a vital reaction, which means she couldn't have been dead.
You mean...
Yes, that's right, Patty. Galena was amputated while she was still alive, and she never resisted.
Is that even possible?
It certainly isn't impossible. For example, if she was put to sleep with a drug, or if she desired the amputation herself.
Why would she ever desire that?
Mr. York, I'm sorry, but there ain't no way that could have happened.
How can you be sure of that, Melvin? Our world contains phenomena that could never be explained with logic. This is especially true for phenomena in which humans are involved. Do you really think all the facets of love and hate can be explained with logic?
Well, no, I don't reckon I do. Yeah, might be too early to rule out those possibilities, just like you say.
Zach, now we truly know just how deeply the Clarksons are involved with this. Patty, how long does it take to reach the Clarkson estate?
Just a short drive. You just gotta head west along the Mississippi. You can't miss it.
Got it. Thank you, Patty. By the way, Melvin, no matter how accelerated Patty may be, don't you think she's still a bit too young to see something like this? For the record, I have no intent to instruct others on how to raise their children, but...
Holy moly, you're right! Patricia, CLG! Come on, sweetie. Kids shouldn't have to see stuff like this.
Daddy, it's too late now.
You found the flying serpent. But now, the flying serpent will come to find you.
Yeah, that sounds right. And it looks like this flying serpent is a venomous one.
Some become feasts, while others are eaten alive. Which fate would you prefer?
Both sound marvelous, but let me check with Zach.
A fine answer. Find the one who fired the pistol at heaven. Within the white hall of beds, brandish the ticket to the goddess. And once again, you will see the other world. Do you comprehend the oracle?
Zach, it looks like he's hell-bent on leading us back into that other world.
Follow the oracle.
Oh, I will, Hoongan. There are only two types of things in our world. Things that should be resisted and things that should be accepted. And I believe this oracle is something to accept. Do you think we're crazy for believing everything that skeletal gentleman says? No, we're not crazy. Not one bit, but I shouldn't need to explain that to you, Zach. The one who fired the pistol at heaven. Firing pistols at the sky might be a rather common occurrence for the South. Remember? Young Guns, 1988, directed by Christopher Kane. There's that great scene where Emilio Estevez... Unfortunately, Zach, we need to find someone who fired their pistol straight at the sky. Young Guns, 1988, directed by Christopher Kane. There's that great scene where Emilio Estevez keeps firing his Colt M1877 up at the sky. Well, but that film took place in New Mexico, didn't it? Unfortunately, Zach, we need to find someone who Young Guns. Bingo, Zach. We're currently running a race here. And the one who started this murder investigation is indeed the one who fired. In other words, the person who first discovered the body. According to the Lisa's body was discovered by Chuck Thompson, a crop. He apparently works out of a fishing hut located in the marshes south. Let's go pay him a visit. Who knows? We might even get to what? Why isn't the murderer the one who started this race? Zach, this isn't like you. Of course the murderer is running it. They're currently in first place. Any more objections, Zach? Within the White Hall of Beds. This one is even easier. There are only a few establishments that have a whole hall's worth of, especially in a small town like this. I'm sure you've already got a pretty good idea about what the answer is. Beds all lined up. Only an M. You really think that's a White Hall? Sorry, but I have to There's a more obvious answer out there. A place that anyone would think of when they hear the words White Hall. Beds all lined up. Only an amateur would hear that and think it must be referring to a brothel. I mean, you really think that's... Sorry, but There's a more a place that anyone would... I mean, you never disappoint. It's a medical. They invite... It's deaf. You always manage to really count...
Agent York, you're trying to leave without your trustworthy...
Hello there, Patty. I'd never attempt such a... I was simply engaging in a battle of wits with Hoongan while I waited.
Hoongan?
Yes, the skeletal gentleman in the top.
Not that story again. Is this how you always conduct your investigation?
This is the way I work.
I bet you can't find a single partner. Not even in the...
That's not true. I always work together with Zach.
Oh, right. Don't worry. I'll be your partner while you're here in our town. Now, let's go investigate.
How's your mama? So, you're that hotshot FBI agent I keep hearing about.
And who might you be?
I came to claim the body of my daughter. My daughter, who was murdered in a holding cell after you detained her yesterday.
Zach, I wasn't expecting to run into the final boss this early. You must be the head of the Clarkson family, P.J. Clarkson. And you've come to claim the body of Galena Clarkson, whose dismembered corpse was found early this morning. Is that correct? Where did you learn that Galena had been murdered? Zach and I just learned of the news ourselves.
This is Lou Corey. And I am P.J. Clarkson. There ain't a single thing I don't know about this town.
I see. So then you must also know about the severed roots ritual. I have a question for you, Philip. We suspect that Galena was murdered by someone from the Clarkson family. Have you given that possibility any consideration?
Listen up, you FBI piece of shit. You better watch your manners around my pa.
Shut up, Daniel.
But, sir... My bad, sir.
I'll have you know I once had 3 children. But I must not have raised them very well, because my son and my eldest daughter both ran away and never came back to me. The only one who stayed by my side was my second daughter, Galena. Then she done married Daniel here into the family and presented me with both an heir and a granddaughter. Seemed for a while as if things were finally starting to calm down. But then, someone corrupted both Galena and Lise. And I lost everything. Well, aside from my shit-heel son-in-law, that is. You understand me, FBI?
Galena's death is nothing but a loss for the Clarkson family.
That doesn't mean the Clarksons are automatically innocent, though. Humans don't always act out of self-interest, do they?
That mouth. You're starting to sound more and more like your mother. We're leaving, Daniel.
What? But my treasure...
Now, whether you end up being an angel or a demon, I reckon you're the man I've been waiting for all this time. Once you finish that autopsy, and we're clear to take her home, I want you to give me a call.
They're phenomenal, Patty. So perfectly rural. Ominous statements, foul-mouthed insults. This town possesses a complicated system of communication that you just can't find in the city. Work-centric emails are so cold and lifeless. This is what true human connections feel like. Connections as visceral as blood itself.
So, Agent York, what's next on your agenda?
The last boss may have gotten the jump on us, Patty, but I didn't let him shake my resolve. I intend to obey the skeletal gentleman's oracles, and that's that. First, we should head to either the home of the person who discovered Lisa's body or to the town's medical facility. Well, Zach, what do you think? Okay, Zach, it's time to put our skills to the test. Well, Zach, it seems as if we've... I'm afraid we won't be able to
Lucari Tiger to DC Eagle?
Hello, Melvin. Sadly...
Your darling? You mean...
Yes, that's right. I know the chances are slim, but do you happen to know of any establishments in town that can... Please, I hope this doesn't offend you. Neither Zach nor I would ever dare to assume that a remote country... But perhaps you have at least one eccentric who likes to...
I know just the person. Double bass player by night. Trick master God blessed her with 2 talents. And her...
Emma?
That's right. She's Pastor Sanders' adopted daughter. Emma really knows her stuff. She's got tools and a mountain of parts.
I owe you one, Melvin. Zach, I never thought we'd find our very own skateboard mentor out here in the sticks. Let's head straight to Emma. What is it, Zach? Why didn't I just ask the sheriff to tow away the old car? But isn't it obvious? I want to overcome this obstacle using my... In fact, I want to...
Hey, Agent York. Let's go and see.
Huh? What do y'all want? I'm kind of busy here.
Hi there. Are you Emma?
Yeah, who are you?
Francis York Morgan. I'm an FBI special agent. Please call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Agent York? So, what does the FBI want with little old me? I already told the police everything I know about Lise.
Emma, I haven't come here to talk to you about Lise. Although I suppose it's sort of connected in a way. My darling is broken, and I need you to fix her.
You call your board your darling? I never heard that one before. All right, let me see it. I'll try and assess the damage. I replaced all your trucks, wheels, and gave you some brand new deck tape. Also, you were missing a tail guard, so I put one on for you. That way you should be able to do a few tricks here and there without any risk of damage. Well, what do you think?
It's beautiful, Emma.
The wheels were scraped down and the base plate screws were all about to fall out. Oh, and the axles were also warped. It was pretty much in critical condition. Now, what I want to know is, how did it get that way?
Well, my car was stolen on my way here from Houston. So, I switched over to my darling and rode her here instead.
You know, you're crazier than you look.
Emma, would you mind answering another crazy question for me? I want to use this board to soar, literally. Would you mind teaching me a trick that would allow me to do so?
You mean you want to do a wally? Ooh, well, I'd be happy to teach you how, but it's too cramped in here. Oh, I know where we should go. You want to learn too? You sure? Seems like you're interested. Whatever. I know you're just gonna come along anyway. So you should at least learn the basics. Okay, Agent York. Now we should have enough room to practice. I'll show you how it's done first, then you just practice. That was perfect!
Yeah, I only learned that new trick thanks to you. Now I'm sure that thank you for assisting.
If your board breaks again, or you feel like I'm pretty much always there. I'm also taking some time off school because of what happened. Skating and playing music are the only things that help me escape.
Zach, did you see the She works hard to act cheerful. Lisa's death is like wildfire.
Hey, Agent York. He kind of scares me.
Patty, there's no need to worry. Chuck Thompson, you were the first person to find Lisa's body, correct? I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Agent York. Seems like he ain't in the mood for talking.
Chuck Thompson, may I have a word with you? I'm looking for the one who fired the pistol at Heaven.
You trying to say I gotta aim up to shoot 'cause of my height?
Not at all. I was merely quoting the skeletal gentleman's oracle.
Skeletal gentleman? You ain't making a lick of sense. What do you all want anyway? What do y'all come here to waste my precious time for?
I'm currently running a race around town thanks to you, who fired the starting shot. The murderer and I are competing to see who can cross the finish line first. Unfortunately, the murderer got a generous head start on me. If he gets away from me, I'll lose. But if I can catch up to him, then I'm sure I'll win. So please, Chuck, tell me, how did you find Lisa's body? Her body was hidden under a bridge on the bayou, very close to the Mississippi River. It's got to be at least a few miles away from your farm in this swamp, right?
Now, the Clarksons are the folks who gave me the damn permission to farm crawdaddies here in the first place. Now, why the hell would I ever want to kill that little girl?
Then what were you doing out there?
You know, lately I've been seeing a queer boat around these parts. It ain't too big. Probably only holds 5 or 6, and it's got a deep draft. Assholes think they can just drive right through my turf, right through my dang crawdad farm.
So you gave chase, which led you to Lisa's body?
Yeah, that's right. Fucking poachers.
Where did the poachers go?
Oh, hell if I know. Fog was thick that day, thicker than usual. So I lose sight of them. The next thing I know, I'm under that goddamn bridge. Then I felt a chill run up my spine. And I knew. So I drove up to the bank and got out. And there she was, strung up on that there altar.
Did you know Lisa personally?
Yeah, I knew her a little. She never showed me no disrespect, unlike the rest of those damn Clarksons. They so rotten I can smell it from here, same as the shit at the bottom of this here swamp. Heavy. Yeah. They was a little better when their boy Lenny was still around.
Lenny?
Yeah, Leonard, PJ's son. He never showed me no disrespect neither. And he's the one who gave me permission to farm here. But, well, ever since he left home, his whole family's gone straight down the shitter. Lisa was the only decent one left. She was wise, just like Lenny. Ain't right, I tell you. Heavy. Now I'm done talking, goddammit. Now go on, get the hell out of here.
Philip mentioned something about his son leaving home. That must be Lenny. Did you know about that, Patty?
Everyone in town knows about it.
By the way, Zach, do you remember what we saw when we were skipping stones? That boat with the dragonfly crest. Zach, no matter where we go in this town, we're constantly assaulted by information related to the Clarkson family. Just where is that skeletal gentleman trying to lead us? We successfully found the one who fired the pistol at Heaven. Now we need to visit the White Hall of Beds. You know, Zach, it almost feels like we're orienteering here. Doesn't it remind you of our training in Quantico?